welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're doing a vlog on a 135i BMW. These cars are very fast when they're tuned. They are very light, they're easily tunable. Tell me what you think of this car, guys. Have a look at this. Alright, Gerard? How you going?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, not bad.
Thanks for coming on the channel.
No, thanks for having me.
Well, that's alright, mate. Lovely car you got there.
Cheers, thank you.
Concealed a nice little bits of carbon. So what carbon's that again?
So on the wing mirrors, that's normal carbon fibre. The rear is forged carbon.
Forged carbon, yeah. It's got some tasty mods on her. Can see it's got some lovely wheels.
Yeah, ZF2 forged wheels, 18-inch, to get some meatier tyres on their back.
Yeah. What size are they?
So at the front, that's 8-inch on the front.
Yeah.
8-inch, 18 radius. The rear is a 9-inch, 18 radius.
Okay, so it's a bit wider stance at the back for better grip.
Exactly.
Wider tyres.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What sort of power is it? You said
About 400 horsepower.
400 brake horsepower, yeah. Did it take a lot to get it to that?
Yeah, being the N55 over the N54, it takes a little bit more to get to it.
Yeah.
So I've upgraded low pressure fuel pump, intake, performance downpipe, intercooler, oil cooler, and upgraded coil pack as well. It takes a little bit more to get to 400. But
Yeah, fair enough. So they can what sort of power can they handle as standard?
stock block with these, they can get their people running 600 horsepower on these with big boost turbo kits.
Yeah.
Dock race turbo kits. The only weak point would be the rod bearings, but when you upgrade the rod bearings, these
They're
blocks
basically
are
bulletproof,
600.
yeah.
Exactly.
Alright, fair enough. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just go out for a drive. I'll give my honest review on the car. We'll talk obviously more about the car, as in what performance parts you've got on it and so on. And yeah, next video, guys, will be us in the car. See you soon. So everyone, we're in the car. So, how long have you had it for?
It's coming on to 7 months now. I've had the car.
7 months, yeah? You enjoying it?
I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, yeah.
So did it take you long to get to this sort of power?
No, so I had the car for about a month before. I'd done a complete exhaust on it, in-gen intake, PR coil pack, and then it was straight in for an MHD off the shelf tune.
Yeah.
I didn't find the off-the-shelf tune was punchy enough, so I contacted a guy in Australia, and he's actually sending me custom maps every week or so.
So you was like getting the vlogs off of the car.
Yeah.
Like the logs, sorry, I don't know why I said vlogs. You was getting the logs off of the car to basically, what was you doing it yourself and then sending it back to him?
Exactly. So what I'd do is I'd upload the tune that he gave me to the car, do a log from 2k to 7k in third gear.
Yeah.
I'd send that off to him. He would review the data,
adjust it,
exactly,
and then send it back to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no. From me being in the car for what? How long have I been in it for? 10 minutes?
10 minutes, yeah.
My brutally honest opinion, I've never been in a car with air ride. I think it's all the knocks I'm getting, like the little knocks and bangs, is that due to the air ride?
Yeah.
So are they all like that then?
No, so what this has been installed for, I'd say a month, the air ride.
Yeah.
It needs to go back, get tightened up, just, that's basically the same as you'd get with coilover. It's like top mount knocking.
Okay,
so,
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bit of top mount knocking.
Exactly, that's exactly
like
what it is. It's top mount knocking. So I'm going to go back to the fella that installed it.
Yeah.
He's going to adjust it. If I need new top mounts, he'll get new top mounts, but it's
fair enough.
Just get on there. I've had the air ride sitting in the garage for over a year for a car I had before this.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd just get it on and fine tune it later.
No, the car's nice though. Obviously previously I'd done a 140i.
Yeah.
And that was a 4-door. Yeah, it was a 4-door, I'm sure it was. But the inside, this feels bigger.
Yeah.
The 140i felt a lot more smaller, unless it's just me.
I think it's the shape of it, as that's a hatchback.
Yeah.
It has a lot. The shape of it is a lot shorter, whereas the inside of this, you'll see that the front arch to the rear arch, it will be longer than in the 140i.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it feels, for a small car, it feels quite spacious enough.
See, I hear a lot of people talking about the N54 and N55.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about all of that sort of different models.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any like things you can say, like common problems, good, bad problems?
Yeah. So with the N54, that's what people call the modern day 2JZ. That's twin turbo, 3 litre straight 6.
Okay.
And that was BMW's holy grail for a long time. It had forged internals from factory, well, partially forged, so it would have forged connecting rods, forged crank, forged pistons, and yeah, they could hold stock block. You've got people pushing 700 plus horsepower out of them, stock block on modified big turbos.
And when was that car produced, roughly, do you know?
2008.
So you're making a car in 2008, what can handle, say, 700-800 brake horsepower stock?
Yeah. It's stock block, exactly. The very few upgrades you need to, like with a stage 1 tune, they went plus 400, you know, they were ridiculous.
It's mad, isn't it? So is there any common problems? So this is an N55?
N55, so this is the next revision. It was meant to be a revision to try and fix some N54 problems. So
is this the facelift then of the N54, I'm guessing?
Exactly, yeah. So they did a facelift, they made, they did, I think it was 2011, they did a facelift, and that's when they started introducing the N55. The N55 then went on to be single turbo, twin scroll rather than being twin turbo.
Yeah, okay.
Again, that helped. The reliability of the turbo was a lot better than the N54 twin turbos, because they have very well-known issues with their turbos. People that have had N54s will 100% have 2 or 3 turbo sets in their lifetime.
Fair enough.
They had crank pressure issues, so they actually modify them to allow breathers, and they had really bad blow-by issues, and that's where the oil's going through the intake and clogs up the intake valves. N55s don't have that much of a problem with them. They're a lot more reliable in terms of the turbo. However, they just don't make, they have cast internals instead of forged internals. So they can't make as much power from the fact with stock block. They also, the turbo as well is not as capable as the twin turbo setup. However, it's just generally more reliable, but it takes a lot more to get it up to those high powers.
Yeah, so basically it's more reliable. But it takes a lot more money to get it to what a N54 can get to.
It's less tunable from factory.
So what sort of mods have you got on the car? Obviously, I see the wheels, I see the air ride. I'm trying to think what else is. Obviously, I can see like the carbon mirrors. you've got the forged carbon on spoiler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So is there anything?
So what you can't see is I've got a stage 3 spec clutch in there and flywheel. So that's aluminium single mass flywheel.
That's why you've got a bigger left leg than
Exactly,
your right leg.
exactly. The clutch is very, very springy and heavy. However, with the stock one, when you start going plus 400, there's slipping issues, and even on mine, I was finding it slipping from launches, and my one eventually gave up on me. So I thought, you know what, I'll go with this one, and this will stay. This is rated up to 700 foot-pound of torque.
So you had probably nothing to go past anyway. So it's always going to last.
Exactly.
Well, the main feature, what obviously you use a lot, is the gear stick. This crazy cooler. What is it called?
Cooler work short shifter. Yeah. So this removes the factory entire linkage, and it's known for the factory linkage to get really sloppy and have a lot of movement in them. So mine as well, the bearing started to wear out, so there was a lot of movement in the gears. So I thought, why not go for a short shifter? And this is one of my favourite mods to the car. It reduces the throw by 60%. So it really does help when changing through gears. It feels so much nicer. It's really clunky, and you really have confidence that you're not going to miss a gear as well.
No, I understand what you're saying. Obviously, my main feature, what I like about the car, because I'm looking to get one for my M4, is what you touch all the time, the steering wheel.
BMW performance steering wheel. So this is actually a genuine BMW part. It's made for the 1M, but it fits any E82, E88, any car. Also the E92 M3s.
Is it Alcantara?
Yeah, this is Alcantara, genuine Alcantara wrapped. It has a digital display. It tells me temperature, G-force. Does
like the lights come up on when you're going higher in the rev range and so on?
Yeah, it gives me shift indicators. It will flash at me when I'm getting too high in the revs, and I can adjust that as well.
That's wicked, man. It's a good bit of kit, man. So that's basically the main stuff inside. Obviously on the outside, we obviously said about the wheels and so on, but you said as well you've got like the 3. So we'll talk about like the engine now. So you've got you said you have a 3-inch turbo back the whole way.
So that's 3-inch turbo back. So that would be performance Wagner downpipe all the way back through super sprint midsection and a Rimas back box.
So that's a bit of a mix and match.
It's a mix and match, and this was a playing about with the noise levels really.
So was that more for how you wanted it to sound?
Exactly, I didn't want it too loud on a startup or idling, but when you put your foot down in the high revs, you can hear it.
You wanted it more in when you're flipped to the floor. So on obviously the engine, obviously you can see you've got an induction kit and so on. Is there any other mods on the engine?
Oil catch can would probably be one of the first ones that you can't really see. Again, these don't have blow-by issues like the M54s, but it's always good just to catch any excess oil going into the intake.
That's it.
The Precision Race coil pack, again, the stock coils are known for really giving up.
Go for that way down there.
So the stock coils are known for giving up at these sort of power levels.
They
really
got an intercooler as well.
They have, it's a stepped intercooler by Wagner. That again, the intake temperatures on these go through the roof on the stock intercooler, so that's a must-have.
So you've got some good parts on the car then.
I tried to not cheap out on anything. The one thing I did cheap out on once was a charge pipe, and again did it snap? Fitment issues, it blew, it was cheap Chinese metal, didn't really work, so I got an Evolution Raceworks one, and I haven't looked back since.
Well, it sounds like you've got some good performance parts on the car. You don't sound like you've cheaped out on anything.
No, I tried to go for top.
Have you got like a rough figure, if you don't mind saying, how much like the car and the mod like as a total?
So I actually have a build record that I keep just to keep an eye on the spending. So the car was 15.5. What I bought it from, that was at 50,000 miles. I've spent £22,000 just in modifications.
Just in mods?
Just in modifications,
22,000?
22 grand.
In mods?
So that would be the air ride, the wheels, the tyres, the steering wheel. Again, I didn't cheap out on anything. It was...
well, if you've spent 22,000 just in modifications, it says it there and then, it ain't going to be cheap parts, is it?
And again, I'm not even in the high power figures yet. I've prepared the car to be a reliable high power car.
well, it's a bit of a hard one. It's like, is it a show car? Because obviously you've got air ride and so on, or is it a race car? It's like, is it in the middle?
It's in the middle. I call it show and go.
Yeah.
It's maybe I've had it mostly at shows, but I am tracking it at the moment, which again is the reason for the exhaust setup being a mixed match. It's just to get it. I think it's 7 decibels below the maximum limit on most race
tracks.
Most race tracks. Yeah. So I'm really trying to, you know, get that fine tune between them. It will be a dedicated track car, but until it's at those big power levels, I'm gonna put it through a few shows and stuff.
Has it got stock brakes on it? The calipers?
Yeah, so the stock calipers are actually Brembo from factory. There's 6-pot calipers, 330mm discs.
So you don't even need upgraded calipers.
Exactly. A lot of people will upgrade to M4, M3, F30 brakes or F80 brakes, but
6-pot calipers on the front with this weight.
It's a really light car.
At best, you're probably going to need better brake fluid and discs and pads.
Yeah. So that's my next. I'm turning my attention to suspension. I'll probably be getting rid of the air ride, getting some proper coilovers on there. Yeah. Braided lines. Get some big discs on the front. Well, they're big stock anyway, so I'll get some slotted and groove discs, some track pads on there.
Fair enough.
And then that'll be a proper track car then.
Well, yeah. If you, in your own time, if you can. Might need to slow down a little bit, but if you can, put your foot down and I'll see how I feel on what it feels like.
What do you think of the car power-wise for the weight so far?
Well, I haven't felt you put your foot down yet, but 400 brake horsepower. The car's fast for obviously the power and the weight of the car. You can definitely feel it, but I noticed I noticed what you said earlier, due to the clutch being so savage. I can see the traction like flickering as you change into 4th gear.
And I'm hoping that will be sorted with an LSD as well, but I mean the clutch, the engagement on it is so strong.
That's what I was about to say.
Kicks off the traction control. While we're doing, you know, well above 50 there. So
well, what 70 miles per hour was doing. But even still, for the traction light to flash at 70 miles per hour.
Exactly. The
what tyres have you got on the back?
So these are actually Accelera drift tyres. And the reason I went for them is while I was getting the air ride, the fitment I was having issues with the fitment, and they were destroying my good tyres. I had some Pilot sports on there, and they were destroying.
4S's.
So just 4s. They don't make S's in 18. So they were destroying the tyres, the sidewalls. So while I was getting the fitment on them,
it's not worth it.
No. So I thought, you know what, I'll keep them on there until they die. Get the life out of them. And while I'm sorting out the fitment, it's mostly sorted. I've actually had to pull the quarters of the car, so it's a custom. They're actually 30mm wider each side than stock.
What, the actual arches?
The quarters, So what I did is I took it to a body shop that do custom work. They actually pulled and rolled the metal, reshaped the entire body of the quarter, repaired it, and professionally painted it.
So is that obviously? Well, there's a couple of reasons why you've probably done that. One, for it to look better. Two, so it don't rub on the tyres.
Exactly. And also I can run a thicker tyre. Exactly. So
well, you can run a wider wheel as well, I'm guessing. You can probably go 10J on the back.
I could go now, I could go. So when it gets to a proper track spec, I'll probably be able to go 10-inch wheels, and then I'll be able to see if I can fit maybe a 285 underneath them, getting up to those sort of ranges for the tyres.
Well, look, I'm going to give, this is what I'm going to start doing now. This is going to be a new thing, what I'm doing on every video I do. I'm going to rate the car, my personal opinion, out of 10. So, don't let it affect you in any way.
No, that's fine. Be brutally honest, mate.
It's my own opinion. I'm going to do it out of overall, so obviously looks, speed, and sound. That's how I'm going to do it. My brutally honest opinion, I'd probably give this car a 7 out of 10. So, and the only reason why I'm saying a 7 out of 10, because a 1 Series ain't really my type of car. It's a bit small, so as you can see, I'm quite a big lad. And speed-wise, fast for what it is, for 400 brake horsepower in this way. And it does actually sound nice. It's it's not too chavvy. The pops and bangs are like quite nice. I'm guessing they're like a mild.
Yeah, they're
extreme.
mild, exactly. Yeah, so I only have it set above 3k. I did have it set all the time, but it was too much. I didn't want to be one of those Fiesta boys running around annoying neighbours. So again, I can have somewhat control over when it does pop and bang.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. Do you want to give any of your social medias? I'll plug your in the description.
Yeah. So the Instagram for this car is at Dave_N55. Dave spelt with a 4, and at Brook Street Body and Paint as well. They're the ones I work with to get all of the body work and custom stuff done on this car.
Is that the only one you want in? Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only 2 that I want in.
I'll plug that in the description. So if anyone's interested in the build and maybe yourself, whatever, they can always go follow you. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to like, share and subscribe, and there's a lot more content coming soon. Thanks, bye.
Cheers, thanks for having me on.
No worries, mate.